Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Jeff Relaford, and I thank you for joining me on the Jeff Relaford Show. Because listen, you could have been doing anything else today, right? But you chose on your way home from work, or if you just at home chilling, to tune in to the Jeff Relaford Show. Now, real quick, I want to say this to you. Go ahead, tell your friends and family to download the online radio box app to your Android or your Apple device. So that way you can go ahead and listen to us on the go. And what you do is from there, you type in Biggs Radio Chicago. Okay? Biggs Radio Chicago. And also listen to our sister stations in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pasadena, California, Atlanta, Georgia. And once again, you are kicking it with Jeff Relaford on the Jeff Relaford Show on Biggs Radio Chicago, the voice of a new generation. Let's go. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live, and we're here on another episode of the Life Coach Jeff Show here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago, y'all. From the 8-track to the latest app, we are right here rocking with y'all. And today is a good day. I just gotta say these things, man, because y'all need to understand. I did a short, brief live before on my Facebook page. If y'all follow me on Facebook, just follow Jeff Relaford, Life Coach Jeff Relaford, Releford. Did a short live, and I was kind of talking about a little brief synopsis of what I want to talk about today. I want to give us the keys to the game. I want to let y'all know how I've been successful. And the thing is, and what I mean by successful is I'm on the trajectory that I know I'm supposed to be on. I'm on the trajectory that I want to be on. And I'm on the trajectory that God is putting me on. So that's what I'm trying to say. I want to be on, I'm supposed to be on, and God is putting me on. So we're going to talk about some stuff. Y'all know how it is. I tell y'all a lot of times, I do a lot of this stuff off the cuff. It's no way, shape, form, or fashion how I come to y'all. The thing is, if the message has to be said, it has to be said. If it needs to be spread, it needs to be spread. And if you are going to listen, maybe it's for you. So let me say this first, because you know what? I got some things I got to talk about. First, I got to shout out Shateria Beauty, okay? Shateria Beauty, Chicago's #1 vegan hair care line, okay? That's SHATERIA Beauty, okay? Go to ShateriaBeauty.com. It's from T.L. Williams and his lovely wife, Ruby Gold Smoke, okay? They do it big out here. And when I tell y'all, Shateria Beauty is doing big things, please. And T.L. Williams has new music that is out too. So big shout out to T.L. Williams. He has new music that is out. Go check him out on YouTube. I believe he's on Apple Music, the whole nine. T.L. Williams. Boom, baby. And Shateria Beauty and Ruby Gold Smoke. His wife is also an artist as well. Ruby has hot music that's out too. The woman can say. They just a good duo, dynamic duo that works together. She helps him out with music. I interviewed her. Y'all check out that interview. I interviewed her. I've interviewed him. I'm actually going to have him back on the show because it's time for an update. So, yeah, we going to make it happen. So, tap into Shateria Beauty. And also, y'all, please, if y'all have not visited, I know y'all are listening. I know y'all are watching. But please, check out our brand new website, BiggsRadio.com. www.biggsradio.com. When I tell y'all, baby, man, I keep trying to tell the people, Biggs Radio is just different. Y'all don't want to listen to me. But I just be trying to tell y'all, Biggs Radio is just different out here because we are different. And we are the hottest thing in Chicago right now. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care if you want to arguably like go back and forth and debate about it. To me, there's no debate about it. You got to get like us. You got to get on that same track as us. This is what we do. We Biggs Radio, y'all. WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. Tap in. Go to the website, please. And you can listen live now if you can't catch me on my Facebook stream, any of my Facebook streams, or even on the WCHI Biggs Radio stream, or even on my LinkedIn or my YouTube stream. Go to www.biggsradio.com and hit the listen now button. Boom. We also have a lovely QR code that you can scan too if you are listening to the live and you would love to check out the website. Guess what? Because you won't be redirected from all the content because you can go, like I said, right to the website and listen to your boy. So if you listen on the live or watch it on the live, go ahead, scan the QR code, check out the website. Look at not just me, but all the other personalities and what we have to offer on www.biggsradio.com. And also, we will be in South Bend, Indiana for the Biggs Radio Music Seminar, okay? I will be one of the hosts there. This will be March 21st at 3 p.m. at the VFW Post 360 at 1307 East Jefferson Boulevard in Mishawaka, Indiana, okay? Admission is $20 in advance and $25 at the door, okay? So you want to save $5, buy your ticket before that, but the day of is $25. Dula, dineros, green, whatever they call it, greenbacks, money. It is $25 that day. So I implore you, please, just go ahead, buy them a little early. Do your thing. Go ahead, reach out to us for that. And to perform, I believe we still got some time. It's March 21st. It's going to happen. So if you would like to perform, give us a call at 773-462-4447. And the opportunities that will be available to people are this, okay? Record deals, cash prizes, sync licensing, and also radio rotations, okay? We giving y'all spin. So y'all have an opportunity to come network with us, and y'all can get y'all music played on our station. So I know that's big for a lot of y'all, because a lot of y'all looking for exposure, and y'all telling people where to go to listen to the music. WCHI, Biggs Radio Chicago, can do that for you. And also, we will be distributing $1,000 total. That's $1,000 total. So that means y'all get $200 each to the top 5 people. Top 5 performers, y'all will all receive $200 each. We got y'all. We're going to hook y'all up for a little bit of time for y'all coming out there performing and whatnot. You know, we want to compensate y'all. But also with that compensation comes, like I said, the record deals, the cash prizes. That is your cash prize. And also the sync licensing and the radio rotations. You can come kick it with us, and we will give y'all a lot of that information to help y'all take y'all career to the next level. Because that's what it's about. We can sit up here. You can go to so many showcases, shows. You can sing. You can do all that to get it out. But wouldn't it be nice for you to just be set up properly? Wouldn't it be nice for you to make sure that all of your stuff is taken care of? So now you can do those big things. So when you start your marketing campaigns and all this other stuff like that, now you got all your paperwork in line. A lot of times, y'all, that information is way more valuable. Okay? That information can be way more valuable to you than you actually trying to push it out, because you already got what it takes to push it out and do it. If you didn't, you wouldn't be creating music. You wouldn't be trying to go to the shows. You wouldn't be looking for trying to get on showcases. We got one with Rick Ross coming up too in August. Shout out to the homie Megastar with that. But this is the Biggs Radio Music Seminar in South Bend, Indiana. Once again, March 21st at 3 p.m., located at the VFW Post 360 at 1307 East Jefferson Boulevard, okay, in Mishawaka, Indiana. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. I'm going to be there, so that means y'all need to be there. And it's just not me. It'll be the whole Biggs Radio crew as well, because we got y'all. So, all right, y'all, this is the deal. Sat up here, made some announcements real quick, talked about some things. And I want to tell y'all about my first event that I've covered for 2026. I've already got like at least, aside from that one, at least 3 more of them lined up to actually cover in later dates. But I want to talk about this one because this one was my first one of 2026. And I want to tell y'all something. I want to start off with this. There comes a time when you have to believe in everything that you've been saying, everything you've been talking, everything you've been putting out there, laying out in front of people, okay? Because you have nothing to prove to nobody but yourself. Let me get that out first of all. First and foremost, you have nothing to prove to nobody else but yourself. But it is nice when you have somebody who is out there. It's different when I had an artist. I'm going to lay out this picture for y'all. I've interviewed a lot of artists, interviewed a lot of people, independent artists, okay? Independent artists. I've got to meet some celebrity artists. Dope. Very dope with what I've been doing. And tell y'all something. It's different when the artist recognizes what you do. Because I believe it because I do it every day. 3 times out of the week. Sometimes 4 if I got to cover something. But I do this 3 times out of the week. And it's something when you hear people say that you have something, right? You have something. But when somebody else who was also in the same boat as you sees that, and they understand the trajectory, and they understand where you're trying to go, that's what I want to show y'all. That's what I know I've been showing it to y'all. but it hits different when you have an outsider coming in and they actually see the work that you put in. This comes from people giving you accolades. And I want to let y'all know this. Don't get to a point to where, okay, you think you should just be receiving something wherever you go, because that don't work. The work has to speak for itself. Okay? Accolades come from the work that you put in. They only come from the work that you put in. And I'm talking about true accolades. That's why I say you have to say what you mean and mean what you say. And you have to deliver on what you promised on. The reason why I'm able to do what I do is because I deliver. And I know that each and every one of y'all can deliver as well. Y'all hear me say this all the time. Don't go out here trying to be somebody that you're not. I could take off this jacket. I could take off this chain. I could take off this hat. I could take off damn near the clothes that I have on my back. And I'm going to still be the same man that's right in front of you today. Saying the same exact thing, because those things that you see on the outside do not define what is on my inside. And that goes for each and every one of y'all. If you want to be true to your craft, if you want to be true to the game. And what I mean by true to the game is it's just not entertainment. It's in anything that you're doing. You might have a restaurant. I was talking to my wife last night about the restaurant game. We went out to kitchen and cocktails. There it is. Kitchen and cocktails. Thank you, big dog. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Shout out to Noble Content in the building. My man is out here watching and looking at what I do. You know, that brother is doing some great things. He has good content. Y'all check him out. Noble Content. Please do. Google him. TikTok as well, right? TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything. Noble Content. Check the man out. But the thing is, it's like, again, you have to authentically be yourself. You could strip off all these clothes and everything, and I'm going to still be me, because my outward doesn't define my inner. And I'm going to do everything I can to go ahead and give y'all what's inside of me. And y'all know me. I've come on the show all the time. I don't care about the good, bad, and the ugly. You have to be comfortable with sharing your life with people. You have to be comfortable with telling your story. You have to be comfortable with allowing people to actually see the real you. In the world that we live in today, it is quite amazing how a lot of us still hide behind camera. A lot of us still hide behind all these fake things that aren't even real. But then when it comes to actually being real with people, you lose that element because you haven't been real since the beginning. I know you could be real because it's out there. It's in you. Let me tell you something. When Jesus walked this earth for them 33 years, once again, people, I'm not trying to preach to you. It's all about principle. And if we would actually understand that there's a lot of principle in the Bible as opposed to preaching, I think a lot of us will go a heck of a lot farther, because you got to actually understand what people are telling you. You have to understand how people live their lives. I don't care if it's in the story. I don't care if you don't believe it or not. I ain't got no avenue to put you in. I ain't got no way to judge you. I don't care about that. But at least pay attention to the principle. When Jesus sat up here and walked the earth, he didn't have to prove nothing to nobody. The action spoke for itself. Because it goes the same way for anybody. I don't care if you're an artist. I don't care if you're a business owner. The work has to speak for itself. And the reason why I'm talking about King KC's event, where it was his album release and his listening party, because I know the work speaks for itself. But I have to give a big shout out to Danielle Jemison. She also has a show on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago, Messy Hour, which airs every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. She happened to be there with me. She showed up, she came, and she was ready to work. Okay? And the thing is, working the event or working whatever you're doing is the eye-opener for you. That's going to be the breadwinner. What I mean by the breadwinner is, it doesn't always have to be monetary, people. It don't have to be monetary. Sometimes, again, people have to see what it is that you do in order to be a believer. Now, I've gotten to the point I don't have to convince nobody, but what I do want somebody to do is just see it. And, I've been sitting up here, I've been praying to God about that for a while now. Why do I want somebody to see? Why do I want somebody to know? Is it because maybe I'm dealing with something inside? Maybe you could be dealing with something inside. Maybe you just don't believe that what it is that you're doing is really good for you. But I tell you why it's great for somebody to see that. Because that is a great inspiration to somebody. I have said from time and time again that I want to take people with me. I've said this time and time again. I have said this to people who have came and dropped off. There is a person or people that I would love to take with me, but it's not in the way that you think. See, people think we got to do the MC Hammer all the time. They think we always have to give people money. Got to lift them up from the gutter. Got to help them from where they came from so that they can have a better opportunity. But let me tell you something. A lot of times, people going to throw away that money. That money is going to go right in somebody's hands. It's going to fall right through. Right through. So how you should strive to want to give opportunity is to be the person that can be a segue so somebody can receive their blessing. The blessing doesn't necessarily have to be with you. It just has to be because they're attached to you. Here we go again. Principle, teaching, Bible, biblical. Jesus had who? 12 followers, disciples. I'm not saying you got to get you 12, but at least you got to get you somebody that believes in what you're doing. Get you a follower. Because that following will make you credible. Okay? That following will make you credible. Again, if you have a following, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody. Jesus had 12 disciples that were willing to follow him, and they still didn't believe. Jesus, can I drop the mic, okay? You can still have some followers. They can be right in your face, seeing everything play out in real time, but they can still not believe what's going on. You got to show them, yo. You've done your job if you just show them. Not convincing. There's a difference between convincing and showing. When you're convincing, you're having to tell. When you're convincing, you're trying to prove a point. Damn near almost debating with somebody. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. You have to show people. And then when people come from the shadows to vouch for what it is that you actually do, that is what elevates you. I said a little thing called leverage. I use that term quite a bit, leverage. I use that word quite a bit, leverage. You have to leverage every opportunity that comes your way. You leverage an opportunity by, once again, your integrity. Talked about integrity all last week. I was going in on integrity on that Monday. I think I made a few of y'all mad when I was talking about integrity, because there's some of y'all out here who not really living in integrity. Some of y'all are making promises and doing things and not fulfilling on that stuff. But it's okay. I don't care less, because I'm telling you one thing. Life Coach Jeff is going to deliver on what he could deliver, because I'm not going to lie. And I leave a window of opportunity open for a mistake. And it's kind of funny how I said that. I said I leave a window of opportunity open. How can you have opportunity and mistake? Because you have to let people know that you're human and some things that you're going to mess up too. So you have to be open to you messing up sometimes. But there has to be so much credibility put behind what you've done. And I'm not talking about, you hear this a lot, how people make these promises and they do stuff and they just don't deliver. It's kind of like you pick and choose, right? When you reach a certain level, you reach a certain status, you pick and choose who you want to do business with. There are a lot of people that say, yeah, we can hook you up, we can do this. Don't even say that junk at all. Be willing to mentor somebody. Be willing to guide somebody. Be willing to give them keys to the game, to show them the way that they can go if they put in a little bit of work. You have to be scared not to say that type of stuff. Again, if you want to be a vessel, if you want to be a segue, you have to be willing to teach in some type of way. You have to be willing to show people. You have to be willing to sit them down and say, look, take these steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe all the way to 10. It might be 3 simple steps. I don't know. But you have to show people the steps. Shout out to my mentor. I've always had a mentor. Got to have a mentor out here. What's up, Ovita? Shout out to Miss Ovita Ivy. She was also there at the event as well. And I'm going to get to Ovita too in a minute. She was there also. TT Sexy Legs in the building. That's just the nickname Shy Blizz gave her. I love it. Ovita, that's my girl. Ride or die. We in the building. And the thing is, too, I'm sorry. I'm getting some stuff and I'm seeing some things. I shouldn't be distracted, but I was. Okay, I'm sorry about that, y'all. But you have to remember, when I was at this event, okay, you know, you set up. And I'm gonna lay this out for y'all, because this is how God works. This is how things just play out. I'm gonna tell you that when you in your gift and when you're doing stuff, God just makes the opportunity for you because you're there, you were in the room, and you made yourself available. Sometimes we have to just make ourselves available. And I made myself available, yo, in a crazy way. If y'all even knew what it had to take for me, what I had to invest to even just get there, because y'all don't know the background. Y'all don't know what it will be cooking in the back. What's going on when somebody done threw in that pot. Sometimes somebody threw a little salt in there that wasn't supposed to be in there. Sometimes I might even throw my own salt in the game that messes me up. Just let that be known. Y'all do that sometimes. We do that because we human. But I get there. I'm setting up, doing everything, just going through. And I get everything together. It's a brother there. He just helping me out. He saying, hey, big dog, what do you need? I see what you got going on. And it's crazy because I thought this man just literally was just a person there who was just there to support King Casey. I'm thinking he family. I'm thinking he's something like that. You know what I mean? Just somebody in the mix. Turns out that he was actually the promoter. And this promoter has done things with Tiana Taylor, Beyonce, a few other names. But the big thing that he has recently done is he brought Chris Brown to Chicago. So you ask yourself, Jeff, how are you in a room with somebody that I didn't even know that had brought Chris Brown to Chicago? It's because you know why? It's a little brother called King KC and his family, his mom and dad. Shout out to Lady D, his mother, because she is a big intricate part, as well as the father, the whole family. Just how they support this young man is insane. It's phenomenal. So you have to look at it. A lot of times, how did these people end up with these people? It's because of the authenticity that they put out, right? They're being themselves, and somebody saw something in them. I'm trying to tell y'all, all of this works, but it has to work. It has to work if you are out there really doing the work. It has to work if you're doing the work. You can believe in yourself all day, but if you ain't put faith without works is dead, people. If you ain't put no faith or no movement behind what it is that you believe in and what you're trying to do, you're not going to receive no benefits from it. I can only tell you what I went through from experience, and these are simple principles and simple keys that I've been through based off of experience. So I ain't going to give you nothing more or less of anything that I have done or have not done. I'm going to meet you right there with what the truth is. So I ended up in this room with this man, and this man just helped me out, doing whatever. And then he comes and sits in the chair. I'm in awe. Okay, I'm in awe of this whole thing, because this whole time, this brother who has humbled himself and who was helping consistently, asking me if I needed anything, because he saw what was going on, did what he can to just make sure my little old production went good. And I say little old production because, again, you got to be humble. I know this is a big thing that I'm doing. I know it's a big thing. I have plans with this joker. But that's number one. That's number one opportunity right there. Turns out the brother is very humble. The brother is very down to earth. He is one of the dopest people that you will meet in your life. And you won't know that unless you sit down with him. Let me tell y'all something. There was some of y'all, I wish I had another camera that could zoom in close to my face, but it's all right. And I wish y'all could turn up the dial just a little bit. I don't care where you at. I don't care if you listen on the radio, on online, or if you in your car. I don't care where you at. Turn it up just a little bit, because the thing is this, people. When you're doing what God has called you to do, the gift, you're supposed to do it wholeheartedly. Don't hold nothing back with it. Be authentic with it. Be you. Be the representation that he has called you to be in order to put his name at the forefront with the work that you do. I'm telling you, the doors will open up because you are moving in that way. You are opening up a whole nother trajectory for yourself. Now, this is just with one man. One man. And y'all hear it all the time. My goal is to talk to at least 2 or 3 people. Talk to the second person. Second person. Now, this is a guy that most people would look at and say, well, who are you? Okay, thanks for helping me. This was a sound engineer at Baseline. Shout out to Baseline. Now, this is the venue where King KC held his listening party. Okay. Baseline. Right in Chicago. I think it's 339 South something. South something. But Baseline, Chicago, Illinois. It's a great establishment. 2 levels to it. Awesome. Great club. So the sound engineer, he's looking at everything that I'm doing. He's seeing that I have everything hooked up. He's looking at lights, camera, boom, all of this stuff, right? Everything. He's looking at everything. And when he's looking at everything, what he did was he asked me if I needed anything. And I said, brother, now, as I'm going through this, I got to look at Noble and talk to him as I'm doing this. As I'm going through this, dog, what happened was, okay, as I'm going through all this, what happened was I had everything else that I needed. But I lost one thing, and that was an XLR cable or the mic. Now, y'all listen, I had everything for the production, okay? Everything for the production. Thank you, Danielle. Big shout out to Danielle Jemison. She says 2239 Michigan Avenue, Baseline. That is the address. Thank you, Danielle. That's what we do. We lift each other up in these situations. Thank you, my sister. I had everything else, but I did not have the XLR cable. Now, most people will go ahead and just, cancel the event, say, I can't do it no more, da-da-da. I said, nah, this is a club. This is a big club. They got to have sound systems, everything. I said, my guy, would you happen to have an XLR cable that I could use for a mic? This brother even went above and beyond to see if I could stream the DJ's music to my setup so I could give y'all a little something for some background music. Can I shout out to I got to shout out to Matt because he is the GOAT. He sat up there, he sent me a message. I told him I'm going to give him a call, which I am going to give him a call because the thing is, this brother has some plans. Okay? He is Lee. His name is Lee Blank, baseline sound engineer. Okay? Lee Blank. He's the baseline sound engineer. And this brother offered me an XLR cord. And he was helping me with lights. He was rearranging stuff, making sure my camera angles were right. It's just crazy. The type of people that you and me. And this is a sound engineer. Now, we went from somebody who promoted Chris Brown, right? Brought him to Chicago, worked with all these celebrities, big time celebrities. It's taking a liking to what I do. And I'm so enamored when he sat in the chair. To now, we got the sound engineer. And what does the sound engineer do? The sound engineer is giving me a whole tour of the facility while King KC is performing because he says, you know what, brother, it's something we can do. He said, Jeff, it's something we can do. I said, well, what do you have in mind? He said, just wait. Let me show you because I really think you're going to like what I have for you. I said, okay. The brother gives me a tour of Baseline. And when he gives me this tour of Baseline, I mean, we go through the whole facility. I'm talking about, they have an area. Okay, we had to go up to the stairs on the second level. When we went up the stairs on the second level, when you go down the stairs, it's a door to the left. And that door to the left is a whole different space. I'm talking like it's got a studio in there. It's got a microphone stand in there. He said, well, brother, what if we had an idea to just do a little something? Because, I want to highlight artists. I want to take footage and give it back to them. Brother, we could go ahead. We could record their people talking. We have a podcast area over here. Podcast area with chairs just set up. Looking elegant. Nice, bro. Set up. Already done. And then he shows me the recording studio where all the artists can go and to get highlighted and featured through Baseline. I'm just like, yo. And he wants to make it a money-making opportunity. I see how it could be done. Definitely see how it could be done. It's in a safe area in the city, and people will love to go there. And it's well lit, and they have private parking in the back. Come on, man. Got to see opportunity. You have to leverage what is around you. And at that time, the brother has no relationship with King KC. He has no relationship with his parents. He has no relationship with the promoter. This is strictly the engineer, the sound engineer at Baseline. So while everybody partying, listening up, I had access to the whole building, was able to look at stuff and talk about stuff with him, how different ways and we could make money. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm telling y'all all this because, again, if you operate in the gift that God has called you to do, and you promise and deliver the things that you're supposed to, that aren't too far-fetched or don't go above people's heads, and you do what it is that you're supposed to do, God will bless you for that. Now, I just told Noble, even before we started, I said, even if you take the opportunity or not, it's the fact that a door was open for an opportunity for you. I talked about a couple weeks ago where I said some opportunity seems like it's missed opportunity. And I want to tell y'all, sometimes it might be a missed opportunity, but sometimes all opportunities ain't good opportunity. It's the fact that an opportunity was offered to you that it can mean something and something can be great from it. You just have to be willing to open up your eyes and see the different levels that you could go within the gift that you have. We try to tell y'all, man. Shout out to my mentor because he is tapped in, Greg Gray. He says, Life Coach Jeff, this is the change giving. This is the charge giving back. Knowledge is so valuable. Shout out to you. Thank you, Greg. I love you, brother. I'm telling you, it's so, and see, I'm about to shed a tear. I'm trying not to do that when I'm on the live and when I'm doing everything, because the thing is, yo, if it wasn't for Greg and a lot of different stuff, I wouldn't be moving the way that I be moving, because he showed me a lot. He's told me a lot. And a lot of times we don't have people who are willing to pour into you and invest into you like that, because the man saw something in me, what I was just on his podcast, developing this, and to see where it is now, and to know it can be bigger, because I know it's going to be bigger. Shout out to A. Book Carter. I told A. Book Carter, it's what I'm trying to do with the artists in the city of Chicago. You just got to sit down with your boy. Talk to me. Because if y'all really knew what was cooking behind the scenes, to really want to try to highlight the artists, highlight the business people, make it a little bit better, make sure that people can have certain things, or go back to have references to show people, to say, look, this is how we covered you. I'm not talking about a 2-minute, 5-minute interview. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm trying to change radio in that way. And it gets me upset, because a lot of times what we do is we tend to sell people pipe dreams when it comes to the radio and entertainment world. I'm going to talk about it now, because now I'm cooking. Now I'm really going. Now I got a little riled up, because what we tend to do is we tend to sell people pipe dreams in radio. Okay? Pipe dreams. And in entertainment, pipe dreams. You have to be willing to show people the return and where it can come at. But where are you trying to go? You want to know why, if you come on the show, people will say something about it. People get to talking because they watching and they listening and they paying attention. And I'm talking about for Chicago, and we working on expanding that. Shout out to Sharon Pulliam. I'm going to be on a billboard in Chicago. Not Chicago, New York. Multiple billboards in New York. This ain't just one. Multiple. And it's because sometimes what you have to do is you have to go ahead and you have to be willing to spread out your network. The problem with a lot of y'all is that a lot of y'all are stuck. Y'all think because I'm getting this recognition in one area, this is it. Like, oh, everybody see me in the city. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Okay. But what can you do for people? Do you have something that will stand for people in the city, but beyond that too? See, music, you can lay so much foundation in music, so much foundation. I don't even want to go off on tangent with that, because that's a whole nother episode and a whole nother conversation if I got another artist sitting in the chair. But it's so much that can come along with that. Shout out to Miss Dinah Lynn Biggs, who has given me my first shot on radio. Do an internet radio. Didn't think it'd be something I could do. Didn't think it could be possible, but it's possible. You know, that's how we roll. So shout out to you, Miss Dinah Lynn Biggs. Greg Gray, you speak in that masterclass conversation now. You can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink. And that's true. I've told certain people that if you trust the process, I'm not even telling you to trust Life Coach Jeff, because you ain't got to trust me. You don't know me from Adam. You don't know me as far as you can throw me. I'm 200 pounds. Try it one day. You might get me 2 inches away from you, but you still won't trust me that 2 inches that you threw me away from you. And you don't have to. But that's why the evidence is so key. Evidence is very key with all this. You have to have something you can show and present to people. I got receipts. I don't even need to keep repeating it. I don't need to say it but one time, because I tell you, search me, Google me, and all that. I say that because you work on stuff like that. See, there's a way that you do this, in a system that you do this. There's a way that you get your name out there. There's a way that you have to look presentable to people. It starts off with you first being relatable. That's the key. Let me say, and this is the key thing, because this is the first thing Christ did. Christ sat up here and said, if you want to follow me, I'm going to show you some stuff. But he also, throughout that whole book of the Bible, throughout his teachings, he was showing you how he was human. He was showing you how sometimes you'll falter and you just might fail, but you can still get up and always be successful and succeed in anything that you want to do. I was the first person to teach this. And I'm pretty sure Jesus wasn't the first one to teach this. I know there was more people before him that taught this. He was just the living example and to show you what can happen if you got a power running through you that's beyond you. And again, just to throw this little caveat in there, the disciples didn't believe until he died and went back. And then they was like, oh, he really wasn't BSing us. Oh, okay. Now we can perform the miracles. So it was hard for you to do it while he was here. But then you believe when he was finally gone. I just want to throw that out there. So y'all, greater is he that is in me than he who's in the world. That spirit that resides in you, that is that man. That's that spirit man that's telling you to go. That's that spirit man that's telling you that you can overcome. That's that spirit man that's telling you that you have it in you and what it takes to do whatever it is that you want to do in this world within reason and be successful at it if you keep God at the forefront. A lot of y'all walking around keeping God at the forefront don't even know it. Don't even know it. If you just acknowledge that one little bit, it'll open up so many doors for you. Okay. Oh, Jesus, y'all let me say so much. But back to this, man, the sound engineer baseline. After this, we went through the whole facility. And after we went through the whole facility, we talked about some things. And long story short, numbers in contact, information is given out, and we're here. So now the goal is, like I said, I always tell y'all the goal. It's always to talk to two or three people. 2 or 3 people. That's what we do. Because if you talk to 2 or 3 people, that means I can still focus on my craft, but then I'm not missing out on the mission of the agenda. The mission and the agenda is always going to be to make sure that people can be highlighted in the best way and in a different way. That's the mission and the agenda. If Life Coach Jeff blow up, that's only the byproduct of me following through with the mission. Just saying. Mentor's talking again. He says, receipts, I've always said, Google me. And Greg says this on his show, Dope Living TV Live. Shout out to him. That's Greg Gray, Gina Gatson, Maurice Bishop. I forget your other boy's name. Please put his name in the comments, Greg. I forget his name. He's relatively new. And Rachel L. Gary with the CEO Nuggets as well when she comes on. I forgot. Don't charge it to my mind. Don't charge it to my heart. Charge it to my mind. Is that how they say it? Is that how the saying go? Something like that. It's something like that. Y'all know how it go. So yes, he says receipts. Y'all getting free game, growth, learn, implement, sustain, masterclass, free game. Yes, masterclass and free game. And the thing is, I can even sit up here and tell y'all actually what I did. Let me tell y'all that. Stephen Edwards, Chris Lane. There it is. Stephen Edwards and Christopher Lane. They are also part of Dope Living TV. Could not forget about that. So, and I'll put the names up on the screen so y'all can see them as well. So I even tell y'all what I've done from the beginning. From the beginning. So when I wanted to get my name out there, my brand out there, what I got, okay, we got 23 minutes left, 22 minutes left. So when I wanted to get my brand and I wanted to get my name out there, what did I do? I went on a little show called Dope Living TV and got interviewed. Now, when I got interviewed on Dope Living, I had no idea. This is God's first move. I had no idea that the brother would want to incorporate me on the show. Okay? So I did Dope Living TV. Oh, my gosh. How long did we do Dope Living TV for, Greg? 2 years? Was on there for like 2 years? Something like that. I think it was like 2 years. And then I kind of branched out. Well, I'm not going to say kind of. He encouraged me to branch out. Your mentor should always want better for you. That's number one. Your mentor should not care if you're going to elevate and do better than what they are. That a mentor is there to teach. You are supposed to implement and follow. That is what you are supposed to do when you are a mentee. I was a mentee. I listened, implemented, and followed, getting a little bit ahead of myself. But I stayed on the show for 2 years. Greg encouraged me to go ahead and move out. He said, Jeff, you got it in you. Jeff, you could do it. Jeff, you could do A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. Jeff, you could make this happen. And I'm telling y'all, okay? Y'all can do all of this of what I'm saying. I'm actually giving you a roadmap right now. If you are, because I told Dope, I'm talking to a lot of my people out here who don't know the direction that they want to go in. A lot of y'all trying to figure out what's my gift, what's my talent, what's my passion. Okay? First step is get you a mentor. Find you one. Be eager. Want to learn. Who's in your craft or in your business, who has seen a lot of stuff that you have never seen before, who can give it to you straight. Because Greg has given it to me straight. told me stuff that I know I didn't want to hear, but I need to hear it for my growth and development. And he says, if they knew the story, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. And once I was on his show, he had pushed me to go ahead and branch out. I tried branching out, and I did. Took me a minute. Started off with me just kind of, being on that full time. And then Greg was telling me, Jeff, you can come on when you want to come on. I really didn't want to leave Dope Living. Oh my gosh, it's kind of like when you had that crutch, it's helping you walk. It's helping you walk. And sometimes you have to be able to learn and know you can walk on your own. That's what Dope Living was. It was a good crutch, because some crutches can be bad crutches. I'm not talking about a bad crutch. It was a good crutch to have. But Greg knew what he was talking about. He always know what he's talking about when it pertained to me. I had to go ahead and kick that thing out from under my armpit, and I had to go ahead and say, Jeff, you have working legs. You can move. Because you have working legs. All of y'all have working legs. All of y'all can move. But sometimes you are just relying too much and too heavy on the thing that got you started. So it's okay to branch out. It's okay to leave it. But never let the relationship die. Never let it die. Because Dope Living always get that credit for me. Biggs Radio always get that credit for me. Now, Life Coach Jeff was the brand beforehand. I just had to push it out. But these are the people that help me. So then, go out and do all this by myself. And when I go ahead and I start all this by myself, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. And I'm going to be very candid with y'all, because I have to let y'all know what to do and what not to do. I'm going to tell y'all, I made mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes I had was thinking that I needed other people around me to elevate what I was doing. That is a trick of the enemy. That is something that if you try to take the wrong people with you, sometimes, now if they listening, don't get offended by it, because sometimes you have to find out which people fit your brand. I'm the life coach, so I'm gonna say it anyway, because a lot of what I went through is for y'all anyway. It's not for me. I already went through it. It's for y'all. So the deal is this. Greg says he is in tears, bro. You know I am. I am so proud of you. Thank you, brother. You almost had me in tears earlier. The people that I wanted to take with me, they weren't quite the fit that needed to come with me. Because, Jeff, I had to realize and get it through my head that a lot of people want you. I wish I could zoom in on. They want you. They don't want everybody who's attached to you. This is why always the goal. I had to shift. It wasn't always the goal. I had to shift the goal. The goal was to take people, but in order for me to take people, I have to create a window of opportunity for them. If I already have the opportunity, I have to invite somebody on, so that if they rock with me and they see somebody, they can get introduced to somebody, they take a liking to them, and now you create your own lane. That's how you want to know how the big picture of all of what I'm doing is supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. And I'm not saying that because I'm not supposed to be the man everywhere I go, but you're supposed to know what I do and how it can benefit you. And if you find yourself trying to latch on me just because of what I have, that's not going to work either. That's not how that works. That's not how none of this works. You can't latch on to somebody just because you see what they have. You have to authentically love what they do, and you have to authentically want to be a part of it because you see the big vision. That's how we can fall in alignment and agreement with each other. You don't see the vision, baby. What I need you for? Because I don't need you, because I got me. I believe on me and I bet on me because I know God is running through me. So I'm with it. We in the game. We stay tapped in, and we have to stay tapped in so I can be a blessing to other people. What did Greg say? Greg says, you just said a whole lot there. Everybody that is around you sometimes ain't going to be there sincerely for you. You want the frame without the work. Exactly. You want the frame without the work. And the thing is, I will say this, the group that I was attached to, the people and I still love these people. Let's not get it twisted. They are doing great in their lanes that they are supposed to be in. But I saw a hole. I mean, a hole, like a big hole in a door that I just had to go through. because the opportunity was there. Even in the beginning of all this, the opportunity was there. It didn't open up. Selah on right now. What you got, Selah? Selah said, look at LeBron James. It's cool to eat with the people you started with. Being friends with you should open up doors for others. Then they got to walk through the door and go create a name for themselves. Exactly. So, 15. I make it so good on time. We're moseying on through, right? We're together as a group. We're doing our things. We're introducing ourselves as this powerhouse. That's what we're doing. We're showing people that, you got these different minds together, but they're coming together under the same roof. It looked great. The feeling was great. But when it came time for the work, and a lot of them don't know. See, I'm going to share this. This is the first time I didn't really share this. Financially, I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wasn't in the right mental space that I wanted to be to push it out, but I knew I had to push it out. Because at the end of the day, if you're not at the right mental space to push it out, that doesn't stop me from making a move. And what I mean by that is this, y'all. I couldn't let the state that I was in, because I was attached to certain people, stop me from where I was trying to go. And that was the trajectory that I was on. One time we had a whole conversation about getting interviewed by this one person who was starting off on 106.3. And she's doing amazing right now. I should have been the brother that invested the money myself and did the interview myself if I'd known she was going to be that great. But I knew she was going to be good anyway, because I saw the opportunity that was there. And it didn't matter if I would have been singly the one to solely jump off into that. It's the fact that it made a difference and it mattered. So now, y'all having a discussion about how money is an issue split between 5 people. Or 4 people. That was a wild conversation. When I tell y'all, that was one of the most craziest things that I ever witnessed in my life. A price so low that we couldn't even come together for one interview because we said something was too high. Y'all tripping. And I still feel the same way I felt about it back then. They still was tripping. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna tell y'all this, Dollar Man. I kind of don't care who's watching. I don't care if they watching. Again, this is all a teachable moment, so I could go ahead and share this with the audience, because this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay. They was tripping about $150. We had to pay for an interview for a person that was just starting out. But when you were starting out, you wanted somebody to pay you. It's just funny how this stuff works full circle, because I knew that we was going to be in this situation one day. I knew we were going to be right here where we needed to be at. But you willing to cut some opportunity off because of I'm going to give you the numbers. I might stay on after the show, because this is wild. Okay? Divided by 4. You tripping. I'm sorry. I can't keep it in. I can't, because it's funny now. It's funny now when I look back at this. You tripping because we had to pay $150 for an interview, and you couldn't come up with $37.50 to sit down and to be highlighted on a station because you want the free. That's wild. That's extremely wild to me. Huh? Don't it sound horrible? My man Noble said it sounds horrible. It was crazy. I can't make this up, y'all. I cannot make this up. We literally made a decision to say no. And y'all, to be very transparent, I was ready to pay that money and just go in and just do it on myself and represent the group, because I knew what it meant. Sometimes this is why I always tell people, be a blessing to other people. Because I always tell people, when I give it out, it always comes right back. And I don't say that to gloat, but I'm telling you about principle. You have to give it out in order for more to come back to you. Give and it shall be given unto you. That is one of that is wow. That is one of those things that holds so much truth to my movement. Give and it shall be given unto you. It's just crazy, yo. And the fact that we were arguing about that, even arguing, almost went to something talking about, well, why should we do that? They don't even have no listenership and nobody. No, it's the fact that one day we are going to be in that position where we are going to ask for money and somebody is going to say that exact same thing about us. This is why we've been blessed. I'm going to tell y'all, 4 million listeners on Biggs for the year. And for the numbers that I average out, it's about 4,000 listeners a show. Now, that can give somebody exposure. That can give somebody some opportunity. And forgive me, I'm saying it because I got to be real with this. I got to be real with this because some of y'all, again, selling the pipe dream to some people. But we got numbers. We got facts. Over here on Biggs Radio, this is what we have for them. It can be provided. Okay? Sometimes you got to get it out, baby, the legitimacy of everything. Okay. So now, we mosey on along. We're going ahead. We're doing, and please, Greg, reference the show as much as you want. Felice, you popped in at the wrong time. You got to start from the beginning and see the progression, my sister. You're going to have to tap in. You're going to have to listen to the show and watch it all over again. I'm sorry, but that's what you got to do. Greg says, this is real truth. Jeff say that. You know, I wish I was on right now. I know you wish you was on right now because Greg walked with me through this whole thing. He says he's going to reference the show tonight on Dope Real Living. Do that, sir. Receipts. Yes, receipts, sir. That's what it's about. So pass up this opportunity. But now another opportunity comes my way. Now, this is the missed opportunity that I spoke of. But I don't think it was a missed opportunity. I think it's always there because this brother had very good things to say about me. And man. Yeah, that's it, Felice. Somebody wanted me to pay him. They wanted us to pay them to no, they didn't want us to. No, they wanted us to pay to be interviewed. They wanted us to pay them to get interviewed. That's what it was, Felice. So $37.50 split between some people. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. Again, no names are said, nothing. It's just a situation, just a scenario. It's a teachable moment. So we go on and we mosey on to do this, and now I find some opportunity. I see some opportunity with Power 92 and Shondell. Now, I have to say it because for some people, this is a very touchy subject, and right now I really don't care because I'm letting you know about my life. So whatever situation you had, Life Coach Jeff ain't got nothing to do with that. Let me put that out there because I know it's a few people listening. You might have had your situation. I ain't called it a situation. I call it situation. They might have had a little situation. There it is, Chicago slang. But that didn't fall on your boy. Okay? Sometimes you have to invest in something to invest in yourself to actually see the value of what it is that you're doing. And a lot of times we miss out on this intricate part of the game. Because everybody's willing to invest in the equipment. Everybody's willing to invest in the time. Everybody is willing to invest in all of that, right? But you don't want to invest in the money to know that you are capable of opportunity. And I will tell you, I believe some people, not all people, I believe some people ask for money because they can show you something. And I'm going to be real honest about that. I believe the only reason why there were some things that we had to pay for. There were some things I had to pay for. Okay? We're getting started. Because I'm be honest, I'm not going to give up all of that. I can't give up all of that. But I have to say I did see opportunity in Power 92. And I took advantage of that. Oh, I did. Shout out to Shondell. Shout out to Shondell. Saw some opportunity in Power 92. Covered some live shows, did some stuff, some great setups and all that. Interviewed and met some great people through this brother. You can call the Chitlin Circuit all you want, but you have to remember there are some people that recognize the name that he has in the city of Chicago. Excuse me. And there's, even though somebody might not be for you, you have to recognize the opportunity with the sea of people that is in the room. You can't, Jesus. You have to remember, somebody puts in work so they can have a whole bunch of people at the event for you. That's not for them. Now, yeah, it can look good on paper. Yeah, we invite you out for the credibility because you got something going on. But at the end of the day, you have to look at it. When a lot of people are put in different opportunities and they say, I'm being a blessing to you, I'm trying to help you, it's because sometimes, baby, you just got to be in the room. You literally just have to be in the room. I met so many people up there at Simeon Alumni Village, y'all. Y'all do not understand opportunity. You have to take what's in front of you and leverage anything that is in your face for opportunity. Jesus, man. I don't know how many times I can say it. I don't know how many times I could do it. I know I only got like 4 more minutes, but I'm about to cook this last 4 minutes. And then we're going to get ready for Julian St. Chris. So now, kicking in with Shondell, looking at this, I was actually given or faced with an opportunity to kind of walk in and just sit in, host alongside a little bit. But I'll tell you why I couldn't do it, people. It's because of my time. I already did 2 shows out the week, added in Friday. Woo-wee, Spotlight Radio Show. Added in Friday. Every Friday, WYCA Rejoice 102.3. I'm just saying. Added that in. And when I went ahead and added that in, okay, it was taking a lot. Time, family, events, all that stuff. I am married. I have a wife that I have to be at home with, y'all. You know? So I want to let y'all know, don't let the business get so far ahead of y'all that y'all miss out on those intricate parts of family life too. Can't do that. You got to balance that out. So that's why I didn't take that particular opportunity, because I had to balance it out. But it was something. So I said, okay. And I gave some respect to Shondell because he was there. Megastar gave me some flowers too. Megastar see what I'm doing. He said, I got the look, the swag, all that other stuff like that to go ahead, push it out. Appreciate you, big dog. Because for somebody like you who's been in the game, Megastar, another one who's been in the game for a while, has built some credibility, built up, not some, but built up credibility in the game as well. Big shout out to Megastar, Loud Money Music Group. But Shondell has some great things to say about me. And it's not every day when you hear things from bigger people who know these other people or have connections with bigger celebrities that can say stuff like that about you. So he said he knows the show that we got and what we doing on Fridays. He sees it. The brother is really respecting what I do. So I say all that to say this, people. A lot of y'all think there's a secret sauce to all of this and how to make it. But the sauce is just making sure that you're available for opportunity, making sure that you stay in your particular lane, and God will open up doors, because Biggs Radio is a big lane. Biggs Radio, brother, is a big lane. And the thing is, because I just want to say this to y'all, how many of y'all know of any other station in the city of Chicago? And I'm going to say this because I'm going to say it. I love what everybody does. Y'all know I got respect for what everybody do. But I'm talking about, I know another station. But what I'm talking about, yes, Felice understands. She said, it's hard as work. It is hard work. Y'all don't understand, baby. It's hard work when you out here. So, how many other stations do y'all know that actually can go ahead and really deliver on what it is that they say? Okay, it is 6:00 right now. I'm off 1 minute on my time. Listen, this is what I'm going to do. Listen, we got to get ready for Mixtape Monday with Julian St. Chris. I was 2 minutes late. This is why I need to pay attention. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay on my Facebook Live, but I'm going to go ahead and get off the radio. And listen, y'all tap in on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago from the A-Track to the latest app. Julian St. Chris is right now on with Mixtape Monday. Listen, redirect, regroup, refocus, and I love y'all so very much. And peace out. Okay. So we are off on Biggs and now we are on the live. We're going to keep the live going a little bit. And listen, I'm going to go ahead and get off the Biggs Radio Live just in case Julian wants to get off that. So I'm going to go ahead and get off that. If y'all want to listen, y'all tap in on my other live. So my Biggs Radio people, peace out. Hold on. Uh-oh. Not trying to remove. Uh-oh. Trying to get off. I think I got to get off every stream, y'all. Honestly, I think this is how this works. I think I have to get off every stream. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to keep this conversation going, and I want to keep it going real good so I can go ahead and finish the story. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, tap out, come back in, so that way I can go ahead and finish the nature of this story, because it's a lot to unpack here, and it's a lot that y'all got to get out of this. Maybe let me ask, Dinah Lynn, are you listening? Are you on the live? I'm going to do this live. If she tells me that I have to get off the live stream, I will get off the live stream. Real talk. That's what we do. Because, again, people, I don't want to hold nobody up. Let me see. I'm going to put it in the group chat because I ain't got nothing to hide. Okay. Now, I just sent this to our group text. I asked if I can go ahead and stay on the live, get on. Does Julian want to go on the live? I'm asking because I need to know if Julian wants it. If he wants it, he can have it. But keep my phone close, and I'm going to finish this story. So Shondell comes around, Power 92. I see the opportunity in that. I had to not go full force with that because we got to remember, man, there's a man by the name of DJ K. Caesar. Shout out to K. Caesar in the building. DJ K. Caesar is that dude. Love what he does. Love how he move around. The whole nine. Thank you, Kim. Kim says she is checking right now. Thank you, Kim. You are amazing. She is also part of the management team with WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. And she also have the Thursday Night Rewind. Okay. Thursday Night Rewind. Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Okay. Tap in. 8 to 10 p.m. every Thursday. So the thing is this. Once we do this opportunity here, now some talks are starting to be had. Now, we all know radio, entertainment, get hefty. Get hefty on them pockets, baby. Get hefty. You got to be ready for things that are going to come your way. Even sometimes if you don't have it. Shoot, man, a lot of times I didn't have it at all, man. But you know what? I still went and I showed up. And that's why I always tell people you need to put and invest something into your show. You have to find a way to make your show different from other people's shows. A lot of people can have great topics. A lot of people go ahead and just talk and say whatever they want to say. You know what I mean? But you have to figure out what makes you just a little bit different. And I know what makes me different is the fact that I want to highlight the artist in a completely and totally different way. We want to go ahead. We actually want to talk about some things. I want to make sure that whatever you're doing on here, it can be marketed and branded in a different way. So now, if you sit in a chair right beside me and I'm going to interview or we're talking, what's going to happen is I want to make sure that you have something. This is not, what I do is not for shock value. Okay? This is not for shock value. This is not so I can say something crazy or you can say something crazy and then we go viral. Big shout out to Shay, because Shay wrote a book. I bought her book. She came on here, put up one of her reels, 31,000 views on what is that? Instagram. And then we got like 17 on TikTok, 17,000 on TikTok. Telling you, we did the thing. And she's still getting asked questions from that now. As long as the likes and the comments and the shares keep coming in, people are still watching this reel. So I know that might be small to y'all, but for somebody who is local, who is out here trying to make it and trying to get some exposure, that means a lot to them. So I want y'all to know that. That's the type of stuff. Those are the type of opportunities that we want to provide for people. No such thing as small. There it is. My man, Noble, said no such thing as small. And it's true. There's no such thing as small. So as we go through, you know, everything gets costly and expensive, whatever. Sometimes you have to go your separate ways. Keep the same energy. Keep doing what you're doing. But sometimes you have to go your separate ways. Sometimes you have to find yourself. But I will tell you this, baby. Life Coach Jeff found his whole way in what I believed in from the start. And people, that's what it's gonna take when you are trying to live out your goals, your dreams, everything. You have to believe in the path that God is trying to take you down. You have to believe in that gift that you know you have. You might not even be moving full-fledged in the gift, but you got to believe it's something inside of you that's going to take you to that next level. And I'm grateful to start off with people like Greg. And I'm not going to forget about Gina, Chris, Moby, because each and every one of them on Dope Living poured something into me that I'm able to take and carry with me to now, that now I'm able to give y'all. It's something. And that path started in 2019. So we've been rocking like this as Life Coach Jeff for 6 years, but only been doing radio for 2. I want to put that in perspective for y'all. 2 years. And the thing is, when you stay authentically you do what you're supposed to do. You don't make promises that you can't keep, and you mess up your name out here. Because Jesus, there's people who have done that too. So when you do that, then you are able to move up to bigger levels. You are able to move up to bigger heights, because at the end of the day, people want to see the authentic you. People want to go ahead and make sure that you are being that best version of you. And people want to see the good, bad, and the ugly. I'm not saying go ahead and air all of your dirty laundry out there. That's not what I'm saying. But in some way, shape, or form, people have to see that I have come on this show and I've talked about things and I've cried. I've come on this show and showed y'all who Jeff Relaford, the man, is. I'm not no different from anybody else that got to get up in the morning, go to a job. I'm no different from nobody else like that. The only difference is I'll just use my platform to showcase me. You could do the same thing too. And that's true. Words are nothing, Felice. Words are nothing. It's about the actions. Very true. And this is why I want to go ahead and give y'all some motivation for the day, because through this trajectory of me just doing my podcast and starting and going into radio, it's been short for the radio portion. We're gaining ground with the podcast part, but it's been short for radio. And I want to tell people that it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it for. Sometimes you might have to go ahead and switch your trajectory a little bit. Just switch it. Just take a different position, a different stance, because sometimes that might be the extra push that you need in order to elevate yourself. But you got to be willing to take yourself there. You have to be willing to take yourself out of a specific comfort zone. That comfort zone is called pleasure. That comfort zone is called appeasement. You got to stop pleasuring yourself, and you have to stop feeling that appeasement for yourself when it comes to these things, because there are going to be some situations that you put yourself in that are very uncomfortable, that aren't pleasurable, that don't make you feel good. There are places that I've been covering different shows and events that I knew, can I tell you, I knew I had no business being in that area. But the only reason why everything, and I strongly believe this, because when I go certain places, people know I'm not from the city. They just know. I carry myself in a different way, talking to them. They know I'm not from the city, but they respect what I do. They see what I have going on. They giving me good words. I can't make none of this up. All I can do is share my experience and hope and pray that what it does is it inspires somebody who is either on this same trajectory to keep going, or somebody who wants to start off and saying, dang, man, if we did it in this short amount of time. And Biggs Radio is up for a 312 award. That holds some weight too, people. It's not just Life Coach Jeff, not just Donalyn Biggs, not just Julian St. Chris. We got new people added on to the crew. And if we end up winning, just to be nominated for an award is something. This is some people's first time being nominated for anything. But it's because it's something we trying to do, and it's bigger than the artist. Bigger than the artist. What I'm doing is bigger than the artist or the business owner. What anybody should be trying to do, it's something that should be bigger than themselves. That's what should push you and propel you to want to have more. Want to go ahead and make sure your audience has everything that they need in order to succeed. Because at the end of the day, I tell y'all every week, when I sit in this chair, I could give it to you. And when I give it to you, this ain't for me. Sometimes I am preaching to myself, but that comes later. After I went ahead, I've watched the show, or I might have said something to myself. All of this is for y'all. Couldn't do none of this if I didn't have an audience, if I didn't have people that want to be interviewed and come sit in the chair because they see the value in the show and how I reach people. None of that would be possible if I didn't have anything to go out there and show them or give them. I'm trying to tell y'all this, man. I'm serious. I'm saying all this because somebody needs to hear this. The first time when we sat up here and we got this studio, and I say we because it wasn't me. It wasn't all just Jeff in the beginning. Sometimes people are put in your life too to push you to do better. They don't have to stay with you in a specific area or a specific place, but they're around you to push you because God knows that you can elevate from the opportunity. They might be on something else, but God sees something specifically for you that you have to take advantage of. And yes, the opportunity might come while you're here, but sometimes you got to take it right there. Like I said earlier, you have to take it right there when it's in front of your face to go ahead and leverage it and make something with it. It's always nice to say you could do something later. It's safe to say you could do something later. But it's even more difficult to do it now. And then when you do it, you feel a heck of a lot better because you finally got out the way. You start to say to yourself, you know, maybe this joker is easy. Maybe I can do this. Maybe there is something to this. Then you start learning. Then you start building with people. Then you start having connections that you never thought you was going to have before. You start touching people's lives that you didn't even know you could touch, that you didn't even think you would ever see, because you stepped out and you chose to use your gift. What did my mentor say? He said, I'm so glad you are pouring your soul into this conversation. It's needed. And so that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to let the people know that you don't have to be reduced to what somebody has told you you are. You don't have to be reduced to anybody else's opinions or facts, even if you did do something wrong. Who cares? You have to go ahead and look on the other side and know that you have some type of redemption in something. You have to know that you could be a better version of you today than you were yesterday. You have to know that. And you have to know that once you make those strides to be a better version of you, you are going to be blessed regardless, because you're trying to elevate. You're trying to move. You're trying to put the things forward and first that need to be put forward and first, so that way you can move into your next level, into your next blessing, into your next elevation. Because the same opportunity that's mapped out for me is mapped out for you. I just went ahead and did mine. So why aren't you doing yours? Sorry, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and cut out because I done said all I had to say. And also, because this isn't the ending of the story, but what it is that I've noticed that every day that I do this is a new beginning. Every day that I come on, every week that I come on, it's a new beginning. Because somebody is listening, somebody is watching, and I know the person that's listening or watching, I can help them. Even if I don't ever have to see the person. They don't ever have to sit in the chair. We don't ever have to talk. But it's the fact that I've said something and I've helped. That's what matters to me. So my story ain't over. I just literally told y'all the beginning, how we got started. But right now, where we at, we ain't going nowhere but up. If you see it, more power to you. If I didn't connect it to you in some type of way, you just might fit in the plans with that. You don't know. Some of y'all fit in these plans, and I ain't even said a word to y'all. Because sometimes all you need is just a referral. Sometimes all you need is a name. So some of y'all have in mind for stuff like that. Y'all will never know. And if you think it's you, keep scratching your head and pondering. But yeah, we just getting started with all this, baby. And it's going to do nothing but grow from here. So, all right, y'all. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live once again on the Life Coach Jeff Show. This is the extended version after the radio. Okay, after the radio. Because we are no longer live on the radio, but we live on the stream. So, all right, y'all. Remember, be great. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you are something that you're not. Know that any past slip up that you had, anything that you might have done that might have seemed wrong, shady, or whatever, you already dealt with that. You paid for it already. Push it to the back. Push it to the side. Let it go. Get it out your way so that you can move to your next level of faith, your next level of blessing, your next level of opportunity. Because if you keep holding on to your past, you will never be able to open up the door to your future. So, all right, y'all. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live on the Life Coach Jeff Show here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. And remember, redirect, regroup, refocus. I love y'all so very much. Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Jeff Relaford, and I thank you for joining me on the Jeff Relaford Show. Because listen, you could have been doing anything else today, right? But you chose on your way home from work, or if you just at home chilling, to tune in to the Jeff Relaford Show. Now, real quick, I want to say this to you. Go ahead, tell your friends and family to download the online Radio Box app to your Android or your Apple device. So that way you can go ahead and listen to us on the go. And what you do is from there, you type in Biggs Radio Chicago. Okay? Biggs Radio Chicago. And also listen to our sister stations in Indianapolis, Indiana, Pasadena, California, Atlanta, Georgia. And once again, you are kicking it with Jeff Relaford on the Jeff Relaford Show on Biggs Radio Chicago, the voice of a new generation. Let's go.